am happy to have y'all here. If anyone even watches this, hopefully. Like, you know, hopefully I get like some viewers. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3, like at least 1. So let's just get into the video. So after confronting Kankuro and Kankuro lets him down, they head to the tuning exams place and get ready. Rock Lee would challenge the two Uchiha, saying that he wants to beat them in only taijutsu. They both agree, and then it would start. Naruto would try and punch him. He'd actually land one quick hit on Rock Lee, but then he'd be knocked down. Then it's Sasuke's turn. He'd go Sharingan. He'd go and trying to hit Rock Lee, but Sasuke doesn't have the 2 Tomoe. Sasuke's got 1 Tomoe and 1 2 Tomoe. He tries to hit him, but it's not doing anything. It's not really doing a lot. Then Rock Lee tries to go for the Lotus, but then Christian jumps in saying that's not good. He says that's a good Sharingan and kicks Rock Lee in the face, going, huh? He says, "Ah, why would you interfere in our match?" He says, "Because that's a technique you can't use in a fight if it's just a sparring match. You cannot use that kind of move. That is going to injure Sasuke in any sort of way. Because we have to go. You're the one who challenged us. We're not staying. Come on, let's go." Hoo-dee-dee-dee. So basically, when they reach the exam counter thing, and they'd go in, then they'd go to the exam room. The exam would go pretty easy for all of them until they start to cheat. Naruto would try and do his. Christian would go Sharingan. Sasuke would go Sharingan. Going into a Sharingan, they both go into their Sharingans. Hinata and her Byakugan. Mind transfer. Ino goes into Christian's body to look at, because he has the Sharingan awakened so he can see through all the answers and see everyone else's. And then she copies down all the answers. And they get ready. Then they finish. Then they'd get ready for the next exam. Then they'd go under a tree. Then Konohamaru's little gang would come up saying, "Big Brother Naruto, I'd like to ask you guys some questions." He says, "Yeah, okay." So he says, the first one, "Christian and Sasuke, how are you two so fast?" Naruto says, "Of course it's for them." He says, "You don't want to know, little guy. You'll know sooner or later." He goes, "Come on, tell me." He says, "Fine, fangirls. It's annoying. You have to run so fast to get away from them. Anything they will literally throw a knife at one of your friends to try and kill them." That already happened. He says, and also you have to have precision accuracy if you have fangirls, because you have to throw the kunais at them if they ever try and hurt your friends. Because you know how weird they are about your friend, they're like, "You cannot have friends because you can only have me." Like, what? He says, so basically we're fast because we have to run away a lot. He says, "Okay." He goes, "Also because we actually train," unlike Naruto. He says, "Naruto, you do not train. That's the reason why Sasuke surpasses you. You need it. You need the training. You need to train by yourself. I mean, look at Sasuke. He's not strong because it's his blood. He's strong because he actually trains. I mean, Shikamaru, he's pretty strong. Besides the fact that he only uses shadow possession jutsu. Am I right, Shikamaru?" He goes, "You know what? Yeah, because I'm lazy." Then the exam would start, and they'd all get in their positions. He says, "Wow, a team of 8? That's pretty cool." He says, "Go!" they'd all rush out. They'd go, ah. Naruto would say, I have to go to the bathroom. Christian says, well, guess there's one thing we can do. He says, guys, wait up. He goes and pulls out 3 paper bombs. Pulls out like 20 paper bombs. He says, what are you doing? He says, I'm placing them all around in case someone walks on them. He says, what if we? He says, they have detectors. I just need to scan your guys' face. He scans all their faces and says, and then he scans his and he goes there. And then he places all the paper bombs. He says, if they detect it's you, or like all that crap, if they detect it's you, that it will not explode. He says, he goes, they go, okay. He says, I've been waiting to try out a new technique that I'm going to use. He says, but we can't until we find an enemy. Out of nowhere, a giant wooden blast would come. Shikamaru would shadow possession Choji out of there. Sakura would kick Naruto out of the way and pick up Sakura. Chris would be the exact same as Sasuke, but with a different person. I-N-O. And then they'd both jump out of the way going, ah! He says, don't take this as something else. He says, and then he jumps off the wall. He goes, shoot, I jumped on a paper bomb. And this isn't mine! He says, and wraps it around a kunai and throws it at the target. And pins it at Naruto. He goes, what are you doing? He says, they say, why did you throw it at Naruto? Except for Sasuke. He says, is it Naruto? Is it? He says, if this is Naruto, then, the bomb would explode, but he still would say it's Naruto. He says, see, it is Naruto. He says, really? And jumps over and grabs one of his, and says, block his eyes. They block his eyes, scent and smell, and hearing. He picks it up, and then slaps it over Naruto's mouth. And then lights it on fire. He says, scanning target, not Naruto. Then it explodes, and then they all jump back. He says, see? Not Naruto. He says, this is why I have these. They have a simple sample of them by, like, what they look like, their personality, if they're smart. If Naruto's smart, it ain't Naruto. He goes, hey, I'm not that dumb. He says, I mean, you're kind of right about that because you at least passed the exam without cheating. I mean, you did look at Hinata's paper, and Hinata also let you do it. He says, let's go, everybody! He transforms back to his normal form, and everyone goes, ah! Then Orochimaru would rip off his face, kind of, and they'd go, some of them would close their eyes and close their mouth, and then they'd get kicked straight in the stomach. They go, boo! He says, damn it! Christian, Sasuke, and, Hinata. Well, first it'd be Hinata. Hinata would go. Hold on, I think I need a bigger noise. He goes, and then activates her Byakugan. Then Christian Sasuke would go. Going straight into the Sharingan. Sharingan! Then they'd get ready. Naruto would activate his QB chakra, getting QB chakra around him. Ino and Shikamaru and Choji would get their, Shikacho formation ready. Hinata would, and then the 3 clan members would all get ready. They'd go, ha! Sakura would get her healing ready, because I'm going to say Sakura isn't too useless in this time, and she knows healing. Sakura pulls out, gets ready. Sakura says, everyone jump towards me! Everyone jumps near Sakura, and she slaps healing tags on them, saying, go! They all jump forward. He says, smart, Sakura. Healing tags. They reduce damage, and then heals that damage right back. He says, well, Naruto doesn't really need him, because the Nine Tails literally just heals it, but I guess he has twice healing. Then they go to fight Orochimaru, going, trying to do something against him. Really, they all don't stand a chance. Then Orochimaru releases his bloodlust, making them all go frightened. Then Kurama and Naruto Saki would go, I just need the Kurama roar. Shh, don't mind that, people. With a giant roar, Naruto snaps back in. He goes, "Ah!" trying to get them to stand back up. Everyone reverting their Kekkei back that they do. He says, "I won't lose to a snake." He goes, and Sharingan flares, and he goes, in a blind rage. He says, "I won't lose to a stupid snake like you. Fire style dragon flame jutsu." He goes, "Look at the way that I move." Then Orochimaru go for a punch. He catches it, going, he says, "Now you've really done it." Then he punches Orochimaru in the gut, then throws him against a tree. Then he says, throwing like 300 shuriken at Orochimaru with lightning on it. He goes, "Lightning shuriken!" Throwing all kinds of lightning shuriken. He dodges all of them, but then he has ninja wire on them and in his mouth. He goes, all the shuriken would come darting back, going. A couple of them striking Orochimaru. He goes, he says, "Demon Wind Shuriken!" Throwing it. Orochimaru would dodge it, but then Naruto appears from it and punches him right in the face, going, "Ah!" He goes, "Lethal Christian." Okay, he says, "Kagebushi." Then Naruto charges up a wind gale palm. They go, "Lethal Naruto Christian Stream." And then he blitzes left and right, cutting Orochimaru with the lightning kunai. He goes, and he does it. He says, "That took up a lot of my chakra, though." With that lightning kunai trying to forge, he goes. Then he throws a kunai, throwing 5 shuriken, cutting everyone on his team. They go, "Ow!" And then they finally snap out of the trance. He goes, then Sasuke and Hinata would go. And they both get their Kekkei ready. Everyone would get ready. They'd all go. Naruto and Krishna would try and hold them off. But I know Orochimaru would go even he would go way stronger and punch Christian straight into the tree. He goes, "Ah!" And they try and do something, but it's really hard. They can't even land a hit on Orochimaru, and then he finally beats them all down. Then he places a heavenly curse mark and 5-pronged seals Naruto. Christian says, "I won't lose to you!" It charges up the biggest dragon flame jutsu ever and launches it. No! A humongous dragon, a fire dragon, comes in and engulfs Orochimaru. He goes, "Ah!" Boom. And gets absolutely wrecked. Christian goes, hey. And then he gets knocked out. The only people left are, Sakura and Hinata, and they're the only ones awake because they didn't really get attacked. Shikamaru and Choji are still awake because they didn't really need to do a lot. And Choji wasn't really helpful because his healing boulder would fall through. It would hit something and it wouldn't work a lot. And he had to be steady with it if he wanted to do it. So they get ready and they put them on, all three of them under a tree. Christian is knocked out because of chakra exhaustion. Naruto's knocked out because of the 5-pronged seal. And Sasuke's knocked out because of the curse mark. Christian is breathing heavily because of how much chakra he used up, and he's super tired and he can't really do a lot. He shows the slightest glimpse of his eyes going, but then closing them instantly. Sakura puts a healing tag on him, trying to replenish his chakra with it, because that's what the problem is. She places some on Sasuke and Naruto to maybe replenish their chakra to at least get them up. Then she uses her own medical ninjutsu on them, trying to heal them. And he is trying his best to go to sleep because he needs to get the rest. A couple of minutes later, Shikamaru and Choji go off to get fish and food for them, while the three of them still take care. And Hinata would be on guard to see if there's anyone there with her Byakugan. She'd say, "There's people coming." Hinata would go, "H-Rubs, air ball!" shooting it, hitting them all back. Then they get far enough away for them to at least try and build a little shelter. He goes, "Dang it, he says, "This is the one time I wish he was actually here to help." He says he could have helped with he knows how to use mud wall. He goes, then they grab all kinds of leaves and mud and stick it to the thing and then create a little doorway. Then Sasuke wakes up I'm gonna say Sasuke wakes up a lot earlier. They say, "Sasuke, come, you're awake." He says, "Yeah, what happened to Christian and Naruto?" She says, "Christian's fine. He just went out from chakra exhaustion. Naruto, we don't know what's wrong with him. Apparently he got 5-prong sealed." And he aimed it right at his stomach, and that's where the 9-tail seal is. He says, and this is our shelter, and I'm pretty sure any attack would blow it up. He says, "I'm gonna..." Dang it. Alright, I think I am finally unmuted. Sasuke tells him that Christian imitated one of the foundations, one of an Armed member Jutsu that summoned an entire house. That's how he built Naruto's house. But it's hard for him to remember them. He says we have to try and get him up, and maybe he can build us a little base. A little bit later, Christian wakes up. He goes, "Damn it, my chakra is literally terrible." So Christian, trying to remember the hand sign, goes doing them slowly though, going. Soccer says, "Can you go in?" He's faster. Sasuke says, "Shut up." He's trying to remember. This was a long time. He says, "This is a million long time jutsu. This took so many hand signs." He goes. Finally, about 5 minutes later, he's finally on the last hand sign, going, "Ha!" Then he puts his hand to the ground, and then a nice little cabin that they can go in appears. He says, "Now, Earth style mud wall." He doesn't know Earth style, he just knows how to use it. He goes, and puts a mud wall in front of him. He goes, "We can stay here for a couple of seconds." He goes, "Summoning jutsu," and summons a pan. He says, "Summoning jutsu, egg." He goes, he says, "Here, eat it quickly. We have to go." He says, he says, "Some people might use this." They all agree, and they get a tiny little bit of sleep, and they all head out. Odosu's team not even getting close to them. Naruto would wake up eventually when they put him in the house. He'd wake up. Dang, Choji's got some design in this game. They actually gave him good design. I'm kidding. I hate this design. Why did they give Choji long hair? Why did he go with Karui when he literally had so many other options? Why, Ino? I mean, why Karui? But I mean, it's fine, bro. You like who you are. He says, "Whatever." Alright, whatever. So, enough complaining about Choji. Let's get it back into this. So, when actually, he says, "No, we still need a heaven scroll." Out of nowhere, 3 people would appear. He says, "Ah, great, you." And cracks his knuckles. He says, "You're the one who attacked Kabuto." He goes, "So what? What you gonna do about it?" He says, Christian starts to twitch. Sasuke says, "Calm down. You know what happens when you do that." He goes, "Oh no, you've really done it now, haven't you?" "You've really done it." He goes, "You've done it. And messed up."
You want another little the egg thing? Oh, okay, so what up? I have ham and cheese. With mayonnaise or mustard?
and that is it. No.